All right, in this video, I want to talk about training ChatGPT on your voice. Okay, one of the biggest complaints about using AI to write content that I hear from my audience is it doesn't sound like me, which makes sense. It's not you. So, how can we maybe not get around that because it's never going to sound like you, but can we at least try to get it to sound like us, right? Can we train Chat GPT on our voice or our style of writing? So in this video, I kind of want to walk through with you how to do that, or at least how to try to do that. So I'm a personal finance fan, or I like personal finance stuff. And this is one of the blogs that I used to read more frequently, maybe not as much right now, but he has a very distinct voice, okay? Mr. Money Mustache. So we're going to use this as the walkthrough example. Again, he's got a pretty distinct writing tone. So let's pretend that Mr. Money Mustache wants to use ChatGPT to help him write blog content, right? Can we get ChatGPT trained on his voice? So what I'm going to do is grab a piece of this content. Again, there's a text limit that I'm not sure of. So I don't want to grab too much, but this looks like a decent amount here, right? It's the intro to this home reno, and it gets kind of his writing style. I think there's enough, maybe here. One more secret, I like that phrase. So what I'm going to do is grab a chunk of text, and obviously you would do this on your own site. And let's see if ChatGPT can learn. So let me say, I'm going to train you on my writing style by providing you with a sample of my written content. So this is where I'm going to use, obviously, do you under. So because sometimes when I'm not sure if my prompt makes sense or is clear enough, I love the do you understand. So you can provide me with a sample of your written content. I will analyze it to learn your writing style. Okay, I think that's good. So, okay, here is the sample. You will use this sample to learn my writing style and then adopt my writing style going forward. And actually, I'm gonna switch that up 1 second. Let me paste that in before I forget. I'm gonna use, because it's kind of out of order. All right, so I'm saying you will use this sample to learn my writing style and then adopt my writing style going forward. And I'm going to say, okay, here is the sample to train yourself on. All right, let's see if this works. All right, so not only, it's kind of cool. So it's saying, I can see that you use a conversational tone and tend to write in a more informal style. You also tend to use a lot of rhetorical questions. I can see you use storytelling techniques to draw the reader in and make your points more relatable. Overall, your writing style is engaging, informative, and designed to connect with the reader on a personal level. All right, so it's very flattering. So what it's doing is, it's saying, I understand, I got the sample, and it's telling me it's not impersonation, it's impression of the sample. But now the trick is, right, we want ChatGPT to write in that style. So let's give it a little test. So I'm just going to say, oh, great. Okay, great. Your task is to write an introduction paragraph for an article titled How to Dethatch Your Lawn. I'm going to put that on a new line. And then I'm going to say, remember to write this using my style of writing. All right, what do we think of that prompt? So, okay, great. Your task is to write an introductory paragraph for an article titled How to Dethatch Your Lawn. Remember to write this using my remember to write this in a voice using my unique writing style of writing. All right, I think that's good. So again, the idea here is we're going to have ChatGPT help us with our article, but I want it in my voice in quotes, Mr. Money Mustache's voice. I'm a little nervous. I don't know why. All right, let's see what it does. Well, it's that time of year again. Spring has arrived, and with it comes the annual task of maintaining a lush green lawn. One of the most important steps, may not be the most exciting task, but dethatching is a critical component. In this article, I'll show you how to dethatch like a pro. So grab your rake and let's get to work. All right, maybe not perfect, but you can see how it's not the standard default AI text or style that you're probably used to. You know, I think if you wanted to keep going with this, then, you know, why don't we just try? I wonder if we can train it even further, right? So let's say, okay, good progress. I'm going to give you another writing sample of mine so you can train yourself on my style even further. Do you understand? Right? So again, don't be afraid to go back and forth. All right, and see. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to think of another section. Okay, your task now is to write the following section of the dethatching article. The section is called Benefits of Dethatching Your Lawn. Remember to write in my style and voice. So again, what I did is I gave it another piece of kind of training data to see, you know, if it'll help. And then asking it to write a different section. I'm just kind of spitballing here on the article. The point of this video is not to write the article necessarily. It's to get the voice down. So let's see what happens. I think I'm kind of scanning. I think this is pretty good. So if you want a lush green lawn that is the envy of your neighbors, right? That's a pretty good phrase. And I think the intro is pretty good here. Let me tell you, it's not just for aesthetics. You know, what I don't love is the first and foremost, the additionally, the finally, right? I think that's a little too formal. So I'll say, good job. Still a little too formal for my style. For example, the words first and foremost, additionally, and finally are too formal. And let's see if it just rewrites it without me even asking it. Yeah, so that's definitely better, right? We've got the rhetorical question here. Where is it? Let's not forget, right? I'm just looking for kind of the phrases. So that's, I think, definitely a little bit better, right? Is it exactly Mr. Money Mustache? No, it's not going to be, right? And I think everyone here has has the same expectation that it's not going to write like you. It's not you. But again, the purpose of this video is to show you how to try to train the AI on your voice so that going forward, it can write like you a little bit more. Now, just a couple important reminders. If I start a new chat here for a new article, it's not going to remember this chat, okay? You have to retrain it. The other thing to remember is that 3,000 word look back limit, which, you know, that should get you through at least a full article. But just to keep that in mind, if you're going and going and going and going, at a certain point, it's gonna forget that you trained it. So you might have to kind of come back and retrain. So just two important call outs there on the limitations. But in terms of process, in terms of following, you know, the steps here to get it trained on your voice, I definitely think this is a worthwhile exercise.